Hi, everybody. So this is Tiffany, TLRS Lifestyle, and I wanted to do just hopefully a quick little tutorial of how to use Scrivener for your iPad if you are using this for Nano that's upcoming. Quick note, as of right now, this is only available, or the app rather, is only available for an iPad. They don't have an Android version. I'm sorry. I wish they would come out with it. I think it would be a great addition. But for right now, it's only available on the iPad. It is $19, I believe. There might be some change involved in that. And you can't, unfortunately, use one of the coupons for that you get like with Nano if you win the or if you hit the 50,000 words. I wish you could. I've been trying to figure out how you can. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to figure it out. So if you know it, by all means, drop it in the comments below. I've already purchased it, so it won't help me, but maybe it'll help some of your other fellow writers, and that would be amazing. So when you open it up, this is what it looks like. As you can see, I already have some projects in here. If you don't have projects in here, it's just going to say create a project. It's also going to ask you to decide how you want to save your projects. I have mine backed up on my Dropbox. The great thing about if you back it up on Dropbox is that it automatically syncs to Dropbox whenever you come back to this screen, or up here at the top right hand corner, you see the plus sign, but you also see like the little circlies. That is where you can sync it with your Dropbox. And then that way, whether you are using your tablet or whether you're using your laptop or your computer, as long as you have Dropbox downloaded on there and you're connected to your account, it's going to show up both places simultaneously with the exact same information. Now, I have noticed if you are going to be syncing, make sure that you either have closed out the app on your tablet or you have saved and exited out of your laptop or computer, because you can't have both open and it sync. It does some weird, crazy stuff. You will lose some things, and that's the last thing we want during Nano or anytime we're writing. So make sure that you do that. I'm always a big proponent of backing up anyway. So make sure that you are, backing up your your files, whether you do that on Dropbox, whether you do that on iCloud, whether you do it on an external hard drive, however you do it, always back up your files. Okay, so let's get in. All right, so once you get started, and I wish I had thought to record this when I first opened it up, but unfortunately I didn't. So once you've gone through, you've told it to back up to wherever you're going to back it up, whether you're saving it on your iPad or whether you're saving it to Dropbox, then this is the screen you're going to get. You're just going to have where it says create project. And so to create a project, that's pretty much where you start. You can use either the plus sign here that's in the center, or you can use the plus sign that's up on the right hand side, up at the top. We're going to use the one that says create project. I'm going to title it, let's go NaNoWriMo 2022, just so we have it. Real quick, if you do have a template, unfortunately, I have not been able to figure out how you would save a template in here, and you can't create one in here and then like duplicate that file. If you can do that, I have not figured that out yet. If you know, once more, drop that in the comments below. I would love to know how to do that. That would be amazing. You get to choose whether you want to save it on your iPad, your Dropbox, or if you did this by accident, you don't want to have it at all. Again, like I said, always save it on the Dropbox, simply because I feel like that is the best way to A, back it up, but B, go between the two devices. So I'm going to choose Dropbox. And here we are. We're in our little space. I wish that I could like highlight all the different things that I'm going to go over, but I'm going to try my best to explain them so you can see where everything is at. So we're going to start over here on the left side, which this would be like your binder. So you have your back button, which will take you back to your original screen. As you see, like I said, when you come back here, it automatically syncs to your Dropbox if you have it set up to save that way. Okay, so we're going to go back into it. We're going to click the button. All right. You also can get to it from off to the side over here in your project binder where you see it says NaNoWriMo 2022. Again, I'm pointing at stuff you guys can't see, but that's where you're going to hit it. Okay, so you'll see the title up here. It says NaNoWriMo. You see edit. Edit pretty much just means you can move these wonderful little things up and down, or if you click one, then you can delete it. So there you go. I'm going to click the done. You have your recent, which is going to be any recent file that you've opened. Like if you have chapter 1 or folder 2 or whatever it is, it's going to be listed there. Anything you've bookmarked is going to be listed here. You have your draft. Obviously, that's where all of your individual scenes are listed. And then they give you one scene, which is your untitled document that you have right here. You have your research. That's where your research can live. And then you have your trash. Anything you put in trash, that's where it will go. If we keep going down to the bottom, you will see this gear shift. If you click that, that's going to give you all of your project settings. It's going to give you your binder setting where you can show your labels, or you cannot. You can tint the rows with the label colors once more, or you cannot, or you can show statuses, which would show up on your index cards. And I'll show you how you get to those. You can also go to your corkboard. Again, cards use label colors. You turn that on, turn it off. Show status stamps. You can turn that on and turn it off, or show images. Turn it on or turn it off. Your editor, it'll tell you if you want typewriting scrolling, allow script writing, or hide left script margin. These are automatically turned off for you. And then as far as appearance, light mode or dark mode. I generally tend to prefer light mode, but I do that with my regular writing as well. And then you can choose to use large font. And if you need to sync it right now, you can sync now here. Now, if you go into show app settings, that takes you all the way to your settings in, like on your, here, I'll just click it, on your tablet. And it'll show you, you can do disable auto lock. Again, you can change the appearance from light to dark, your editor. You can do keyboard rows. You can do statistics. Sorry about that. By characters, words, or character and words. You can do show live counts. You can do typewriting scrolling, text width. So you can have it wide. You can have it the page. You can have it paperback, full. I kind of like the page. I don't mind the wide. Full is okay. I'll show you what that looks like when we get back in. We can play with that. And your default setting is 120, or again, you can change that to 100. You can zoom in even further, but that's giving you that. You have your spelling and substitutions, auto cap, text field uses size, auto correction, check spelling, all that great stuff. Corkboard navigation, you could do 1 finger, 2 fingers. Background colors, you can choose which colors you want for your text, your notes, corkboard. Sync and sharing, this is where if you did not set it up, I believe, actually I might be wrong. I think this just says where you can sync with whether it's on Wi-Fi or digital, check Dropbox, Wi-Fi, digital, and what to do if there is no Wi-Fi, that type of thing. And then this just gets into, your automatic stuff. And you can reset your Scrivener if something happens and you just need to delete everything. You can do that. Obviously, make sure your files are backed up somewhere before you do that. So that'll give you that. I'm going to go back over here to our Scrivener. Okay, if you go to the next one next to your gear shift, this is going to be pretty much if you are trying to compile your file, if you're trying to get it out of Scrivener. So you can choose if it's a PDF, if it's a Word document, RTF, or plain text. You can choose the appearance, which is default, or manuscript, modern, all that. You can remove comments, keep the comments. Paper size, default, obviously letter, legal, A4, A5, so forth, so on. If you wanted to use a header, footer, and items on the title page, and then you would just hit compile, and it would compile out into said document. Sorry about that. You also have the download button, so you can download from your, I'm trying to remember if that's downloading to your photo library or if it's adding to your photo library. We may have to play with that. And then here is where you can create a new folder. You can give it a title, synopsis, click add, and we'll go from there. And this is where you can add a new document or a new scene, however you wanted to say it. Give it a title, synopsis, add, or open. All right. When you get into your main editor, I'm going to, if you see these two little arrows that point up and down almost in the middle of the screen, that is going to give you your whole full screen. The arrow going down goes into research because it's just going basically down through your binder. So see, we go to research, we go to trash, go up through research, back to your inbox, or back to your document, and then back to draft. So there we go. I'm gonna make it big again. Your I over here is going to be all of your information. So if you've titled this as, let's see, whoops, if I could spell, beginning scene. We're just going to act like I'm spelling that correctly. And then synopsis, the hook of the story. Let's do that. You can add a label color here. So now, normally you can personalize the label colors in your desktop. You cannot personalize them here. Although if you have them personalized on your desktop, it will transition to here as well. And I'll show you that in a different file. You also have your statuses, to do, draft. I believe you can add a status here, and you can also move these up if you want. So you could do that. And guys, I was wrong. Look at here. You can edit. Oh my gosh. So you can change. I just learned something new with you. You can change the colors. You can add an additional label. So let's say you're writing a story and you have a main character titled, let's say Chris. Oh, nope, that didn't do it. Okay, Chris, maybe you have to hit return. Well, now how do you get the custom title down to the thing? Oh, guys, I missed it. Okay. You have to put it down here, and then you can click it. You hit the plus sign. Okay, so let me go back to the beginning. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so you hit edit. Come down here at the bottom on the right where it says a plus sign. You're going to add in whatever the name is or whatever it's supposed to be. And then that adds it in. And then you can click here. You can change the color and you can move it up if like Christine is going to be like your big person. You also, it looks like, can click the circle and delete it if you don't need that. And then once you're done, click done, and now you have your person. So now your status can be Christine, or your label color can be Christine. If you need to add notes, this is where you can add those. And you can change your font, your let's try indents and your space. If you want bold, italics, if you want it centered. I generally don't mess with the formatting, but this is where you can put that. You know, if you want to use, say, like paragraph formatting, you can use that character formatting. If you want to make a bullet list or a numbered list. So if you like number 1, you want to, let's say, talk about men. And I am typing with one hand, guys, so that could be why my typing is a little crazy. Talk about main character flaws, something like that. And then you can hit done. Oh, and it took you all the way back. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to hit back to the scene. Include and compile. Make it its own folder or include in a folder. Actually, this is going to make it a folder, and you can see you can even change your icons here and choose a different icon. So yeah, and then corkboard image. If you have a specific image, like say you're doing a character, you can click choose, go to your camera library. I don't think I have a picture of a person on here. We'll choose that. And then you can, adjust, but it looks like you can only adjust this way, and then click done. And then that's your image, and go back. So you click done. If you go over here, you will see your image shows up. Boom. Just like it would if you were doing it in your regular Scrivener. If you come over past the eye to the little clock, it's going to tell you your recent documents that you opened. If you go to the search thing, the little search magnifier, that's where you can type in, like, let's say you were looking up the word how many times have you used how, or what's that? That's always a crutch word. So if we had some writing, it would show you, where that was found, and then done when you're actually done with this scene. And then just to type, you click anywhere in the space and you start typing. So there you go. Now, when you are in the type mode and your keyboard is up, you will notice that you have this little paintbrush. If you go into the paintbrush, this is where you control your text. So you could choose different text options. This is where you control the size, whether you want it 13, 14, 12, however you want that. If you want a specific color, you want to type in blue ink as opposed to in black. If you want a highlight color because you have something good going on right there, you want to max it out, or if you want to do a superscript plus or minus. I'm actually going to take this off the highlight text, and we can leave it blue for right now. If you want it bold, italics, underline, strike through, centered, right, what is that called, guys? Where it's set to the right side, set to the left side, reverse, crisscross. Sorry. Or if you want it, where it takes up the whole page. Your indents, if you want any indentations, your first line indents, you can set that. Your regular line indents, you can remove the first line indent. And then also your spacing, if you want your spacing to be less than 1.3, if you want it to be more, spacing before, spacing after. I normally just stick with like adjusting my style with my font or with my size. Rarely do I mess with the color because, we're typing regular things here. And then you also, if you're not sure how to get specific fonts into, I'm going to bring this down. Hold on. Sorry, it took away that when I did that. If you're not sure how to get fonts into your, onto your tablet, like if you have specific fonts that you like to use, like I am a big proponent of using, is it Caply? However you say it, Calbry. However you say that. That's generally my font of choice. That does not come default on here, so I had to add that in. If you would like a tutorial of how to do that, let me know, and I will try to see if I can't film that for you guys. Okay. So that's how you do that, and then you just start typing. I really just backed up to add a space and then forgot to add a space. Okay. And you will see down here, you do have some default things here. You do, like, if you want to go, if you want to add a bullet list, you can click that. If you want to highlight, you can click the highlight button and highlight it all. If you need to, see, it's hard to show you these without a full document, but you can do, you can add a link. You can change the highlight color there. You can change the font color there. This, I believe you're adding a footnote. I'm going to delete that. This, you're adding a comment. I'm going to delete that as well. And I believe there's 3 of these. You can add quotes here, italics, or I can't think of words today, guys. You can add y'all know what it is. You can add a comma, a period, a question mark, exclamation point, all the great things that we use to initiate punctuation. Because apparently I can't think of punctuation words today. So there we go. If you need to add another scene, again, you would click that plus. You could add new scene, type in something else happens. And you can either click add, it'll show up here, or you could have clicked open and it would have shown up there. If you go to draft, as you can see, your scenes show up on, this would be what's considered your corkboard, but in this view. So I hope this gives you kind of an idea of how this works. If you hit edit, you can click here and go into one of those, but you also, don't have to hit edit. If you click it, you get this, double click on a card. You get that. If you click once on it, it automatically opens back into this scene. You also can add a scene from here with the plus sign that's right by edit. So there you go. That gives you kind of an overview of this page. Now, you can also, I'm trying to get it where this closes. Hold on. I'm going to go into, see right here where it says research. If you look where it's got the 4 little cards, you can click there. And unfortunately, we don't have a card here. But if you had a card, let's see, new information. Okay. So just add it. This is how you could get to just your cards on any other folder. Draft automatically, if you just click draft, comes up with the cards. But if you go to research and just click research, you get the list of all of the scenes or all of the text that you have there. Whereas if you hit the little card icon, then you get, or the little 4 little cards, then you get to see your corkboard view of that. Now, one of the other things you can do is when you're in here, again with the edit, that's where you can move your scenes around. You can delete a scene. You can merge it. You can save it, all kinds of different things. Like if you come down here, that adds a new scene. If you go over, hold on, let me click here. If you go over here, you can turn it into a folder or move it to a folder. This also lets you move things, if I recall correctly. Oh, yeah, you can move it up or down with this. Or you can put it in the trash. If you do it, hold on, I clicked the wrong thing. If you swipe it, you get move or more. More gives you quick reference. You can add a bookmark, you can duplicate, copy to, share, convert to a folder, or move to trash. Or you can move it just by clicking the move. And that is for, like, if you click research, you can expand and you'll get that information there, or you can collapse. Same with draft, you can collapse so you don't see all your cards, and then when you would get the little 4 icons, so you could go to your cards that way, or you can expand it and then they automatically show up. Completely up to you. If you start to have a ton of cards, collapsing might work a little bit better than necessarily having expanded. So there you go. I believe, guys, that is pretty much it. If you have any other, and again, if you go back, it syncs. So there you go. And it normally doesn't take that long to sync. I am going to show you. Oh, let's see. This is a very old project, so I'm going to open this one up. So as you can see, this has a lot of information in there. It does also have like your Nano template. See, because this had a template where it was something from online, it does have a different type of thing. Again, you have all of your different cards, or you can go expand and all of them will show up. So if you start to have a lot, that's what I mean when I said it might work better to have it collapsed. But if you click the arrow over, then all of them do expand out and show there. You also can have your characters right here where you have the pictures listed. You can have all your different information. So you have different folders, your different research if you have different things. This is where I do have template tools because, again, this is something from where am I saying it? On a computer screen, it came over and imported in. So that's a little bit different. And I'm going to go into, let's go to this one. Remember I said if you're searching, let's search for that. It's going to come up. Now, the only thing is, and I realized this the other day, it's going to come up with one occurrence. So if you're searching and you're searching for that, it's going to show you that. You can change it out, but you have to click done and then almost click search again in order to now see it. See, because we had a that up here. I can agree to that, and then that would be all right. So you have to almost search like multiple times in order, like I was trying to change a name and I had to search for that name like 5 times, I believe, in one specific like scene in order to find all the occurrences. You kind of have to reopen that search, do what you're going to do with it until you get to where it tells you there are no occurrences being found. So I hope that helps, as well as, okay, like again, if you want to highlight something, you can do that. If you want to move it further back, all the way. If you want to add, I'm not going to do a bullet list because obviously I don't want this to be a bullet list. If you want to go, again, that's highlighting and moving back. It's just highlighting one letter as opposed to this was one word. You can go forward, you can go up, you can go down. Basically, this is all your highlights, or you can delete. This one's going to give you can add a link, add a comment, footnote, insert image, insert date, time. Again, this is giving you that link. You can add in, you can change where it's center, align, that's the word I was looking for, align left, align right, justify. If you want to change the highlight color, change the font color, add a comment, like I said, or or wait a minute, footnote or comment. And then all of your punctuation. So yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much it. You can always, whenever you do anything, click the back button. And if you're in this and you need to sync, you can, if I recall correctly, come over here to the gear, sync now, and it will sync it. You also, down at the bottom here, when you're in this mode, you get the, down here in the left corner, bookmark. You get where the little 3 lines are. You can do like a call out where you can just see pretty much your whole document right there, or at least whatever scene you're in. And you can still use editor tool zoom. You can show folder titles. You can show text titles. You can move from the different things. You can move through your, scroll through your scenes that way. Or over here on the side, you can compile as a draft, send a copy, open in another app, or sync now. And as you can see down here at the bottom, it will not only show you your words, it shows you, if you click it, it will show you the draft for how many words you have for the whole draft out of what you wanted. It'll show your session goals, and you can start a new session. So you can keep track of your writing for Nano. I believe that is it, guys. This is actually turned a little bit longer than I really expected it to be, but I knew it was going to be a bit of a video because there is a lot to go through. And when I first started, unfortunately, I did not find a very detailed tutorial. So I wanted to make sure that I did something for you guys that really gave you a really good kind of glimpse. There's also the tutorial over here that you can go into. It does give you some of that information that I did, but doesn't go into all of the little like icons and, where you would click those, where those would be, those type of things. But it will show you, like the basics of your draft and working with projects and syncing. It does have templates in here for you. And I believe it will give you like key concepts of what is Scrivener, writing, outlining, all that great stuff. So, and you can, as always, get help. Literature and Literature and Lattes is always great at being very supportive. I've reached out to them a few times. They've always, gotten back to me whenever I need any type of help. So by all means, if something is missing, if I miss something, leave a question in the comments. I will try to get the answers for you. If you need to, reach out to Literature and Latte, and I'm sure that they will help you out as well. So yeah, I hope that gave you, kind of a great example of how to use this. And if you have any other questions, like always, leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, to subscribe for more content, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss anything. And have a great and lovely day, guys. A biento.